Welcome to the Next Steps podcast, a podcast for youth exploring diverse opportunities and experiences in their career goals. My name is Jen. I'm the intern and outreach coordinator here at the Sacramento Youth Center, where we're recording today. And I'm happy to be here and be hosting our special guest, Sofiya.
Hi.
Sofiya, welcome to the Next Steps podcast, and thanks for coming today.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Well, I'm excited to spend this next 20, 30 minutes with you, getting to know you and your journey into your career. But I think first, ask you kind of a fun question just to get to know you a little better. Something we've been asking recently is, what fictional superhero would you like to build something for, and what would it be?
That one is kind of easy. Obviously, it's Tony Stark.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah, because I feel like the budget would be unlimited.
Yeah,
and
that's
definitely
true.
Innovative. So I would love that.
Oh my gosh, I love the way you think. An unlimited budget. What would you build for the guy who has everything?
I like that in the later kind of series, he was kind of living out in the nowhere, trying to find a wholesome style for life. And I think that I would build something like that for him.
Okay. So spoilers to people that have seen the last Avengers movie. If you haven't seen that, just skip past that part. Well, I'd love to hear more about what you do, and if you can tell the people listening what it is that you do and how you got there, the journey into that.
So right now I own my own construction company. I'm a general contractor, and I build homes. I build new construction. I'm working on an apartment complex right now that I'm getting permits and plans for. So yeah, I'm kind of that exciting part of my journey right now.
Very cool. You own your own construction company.
Yes.
Is that something that you always knew that you wanted to do?
No, it's something I fought for years.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah. Can you tell me about that journey?
Yeah, I'm a girl and I'm kind of young. And for a long time, especially being a girl, was really tough, and I didn't know if I wanted to be in this industry because it's very male dominated, and in a lot of ways to fit in, I felt like I was betraying myself and trying to be more manly, and it transpired in everything. The way I started to talk, the way I started to look, and I really didn't feel like I can be feminine and be in construction.
Yeah.
And if I would show up not dressed in kind of construction worker outfit, I would be treated as a designer and an architect, and still to this day everybody assumes I'm an architect or designer on site. Nobody thinks I'm a builder. Not nobody, but a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's something I really had to kind of find my way into being myself, but also not having to prove myself all the time, because it's exhausting. And for at some point I actually decided, okay, no more construction. But then life brought me back to construction, and I've been there even since. And when I came back, I was kind of made that choice to just be myself and see where I will fit in and how I can fit in. But being myself, that would be a priority versus fitting in. Before, it would be I want to fit in and see what parts of me would fit in.
Yeah.
And that really made a difference. It was harder.
Yeah.
But now I enjoy it and I love it. And I love everybody who's with me in this journey. And I can't be any better.
Yeah. Man, your journey is wild.
Yeah.
I have so many more questions to ask, but I'm going to save it. That's wild. I really resonate with... I haven't worked in construction specifically. I was an admin for a construction company for a while, which had its own experiences. But I have worked in a few careers where it was very male dominated. And I had a similar experience where it sounds like you had to take a step back and kind of recenter and then come back to it to be able to fully be yourself and accept that you weren't going to look like everybody else in that. If you had a young female student who's sitting in front of you saying, I want to work in construction, I want to have my own construction company, what would you say to them so that was their starting point, that they didn't maybe have to step away? How would you encourage them?
I think for me and for anybody, it's very important to know who you are and kind of remember that, because a lot of people, older people, should basically know who they are. And it's like in the solar system, the bigger mass attracts the smaller mass, and if you are the smaller mass, you will be kind of forced to go around the bigger mass.
Sure.
So for that girl, I would say that even though you feel like maybe you're feminine and soft and all of these beautiful qualities, like, they also can be strength. It doesn't mean that somebody who's rude and obnoxious should make you bend to their mass.
Sure.
Kind of just be grounded in who you are, and if you're soft, be soft, but not allowing that more more obnoxious force get you
Sure.
into their field.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, the weaknesses that we think are our weaknesses are not really weaknesses. They're more as strengths that can be used in different ways.
Yeah.
And right now, the more that I work with women, and houses are mostly made and maintained by women,
Sure.
and raising kids and things. And
that's true.
And when they see me building their home and not mansplaining them and caring for them and loving them and hearing them, something that was making me soft for somebody before makes me so much more capable to provide it for people who actually need it, who are actual client.
Yeah. So you do have an advantage in some ways where you can empathize with the female perspective, like even in functionality for their experience. That's really interesting. So the thing that, like you said, just to repeat it, like the thing that might seem like a weakness can actually have a really great strength and advantage. And you also are not originally from this country.
No.
So you're coming in and owning your own business and finding your footing in a career in a space that is with a bunch of Americans, right? And you have it, like, you might have a disadvantage in that way. So how was your experience with that?
Honestly, it's interesting, but because I was disadvantaged, you can say, when I came here, I was just learning English and it wasn't good at all. I got mentored by a really incredible general contractor, and he wanted to help me because I was a refugee from another country. And he kind of, out of kindness of his heart, he's like, come into my office, help me out, shadow me, organize my papers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool how I see that being disadvantaged almost advantaged me, because then I also was part of this other group that were helping people get their job, and I got beautiful internship in landscaping company and things like that I was really appreciative of this country providing for me.
Sure.
So I just took every opportunity that was offered to me, and I was so desperate. And that level of like desperation, when it was almost like I do my best or I just die, because I interviewed for Starbucks and they didn't want to hire me because my English was so bad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like, at a certain point, like Target, the same. Like I couldn't like find any job because, I couldn't even talk. And then here I am, it was 9 years later, and it's
quite successful. With your own business.
Actually,
isn't
it wild how much can change? And a lot of it was just like not seeing myself as a victim, not seeing myself as like, oh, I'm here, like all these people have this knowledge, which is a language, and like you don't even think about like you speaking English. It's something so basic, right? But like when you come in here, it's like you don't even speak the same language, and like you don't understand the same culture, and like that kind of have to fight over and over again, and like fight with yourself, actually fight with your laziness. It's like, am I gonna like watch a movie on my own language, or I'm gonna try to watch it in English with subtitles, understand 30%, but like hope that like I'll learn 10 new words from this experience.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like it was a disadvantage, but it like made me fight. That made it an advantage. And when I did get to the point where I was already like knowing the language and like figuring out, I had that ability to keep going. And it's still what it is. It's just like you can figure it out.
Yeah, because the determination and the perseverance that you had to go through is what makes you successful, right? And I love what you said that I think is important across any career, especially for young people. You said, like, I took every opportunity, and that is what gets people far, right? Is learning how to take every opportunity that comes to them. And that's how people get successful in any company, is that they say yes, and still within their limitations as humans, right? Because we have limitations, like we need rest and all that kind of stuff, but learning to take the opportunities and have that hard work kind of hustle. So I really admire that about you, because you had two different things working against you. And for many of our students listening, like, I can't think of many situations where people enter and they don't have a disadvantage, right? There's a lot of things that can keep us from pushing through or entering in. And so it's very inspiring. Your story is very inspiring. Okay, tell me, what is your favorite part of your career? What are some of the best things to you?
I think construction is awesome because you get to be outside and be inside. You can be with the client, and then you can next day just sit in the office, and then the next day you go and inspect all of your projects or one project or whatever. It's just so much. You get subcontractors, you get employees, you have clients, you have building officials. It's just such an awesome, vibrant environment where you're never bored. You can't
love that.
Even if you build like same houses, there's still something different and interesting about every one of them. So yeah, it's just never a dull moment.
Lots of variety. I love that. I'm not a like stay in one place kind of person, so that's really cool.
Yeah, but then at the same time, you do have to have office days, so you do have a cool down phase.
You
it's
have
not just like always like traveling.
Busy.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask what a typical day looks like, but it sounds like you don't have a typical day.
Yeah.
Because there's so much change.
But you do have a typical week, so it's definitely I do try to visit. When I was managing more like a remodeling, that I try to visit my projects at least twice a week, hopefully 3 times a week, and then like 1 to 2 days in the office to kind of like organize schedules, finish the selection, stuff like that. Now that it's more like a big project, but in one place, I do sometimes spend like a whole day just there, just meeting people, and then some days I need it there, like I have a project right now that I've been there like for the last 2 weeks every day.
Okay.
And then there is some cases when it's like, okay, I know where it's happening from now. I have all this like selections, things made. Everybody knows what they're doing, and I come in there like once a week to just like look at it and be like, looks good.
That's fun. What is the best part of, because I think you're the first person we've talked to that owns their own business. What's the best part of owning your own business?
That your mistakes are only your mistakes and your successes are yours. I feel like when I was working for other companies and I would succeed, or like I finished something and it's beautiful and awesome, and then feeling like, oh wait a minute, that's not for me. Not my name under it.
Sure.
It's like some guy who
someone else gets the credit
in a yacht in the middle of the sea that doesn't even know my name. Like, I don't want that. Like, I want it to be like my name on it. Like, I put so much work and effort, and like feeling like you benefit from your hard work is really awesome. Like, for me, that's important. Like, my goal is to build the way that, you know how like there is homes like Eichler homes and stuff. Like, I want that. I want to like for it to be such a high quality and such an awesome thing that even in 100 years it's like, oh, Sophia built it.
It like stands the test of time. Yeah, I love that. So this is a podcast for youth. So were there any experiences in your youth that pointed you towards construction, but maybe also pointed you towards wanting to own your own business?
I was more just put in here, and that's why I was like, why construction over and over and over again?
Mhm.
But I do feel like it was such a blessing that it happened this way, and I definitely recommend. And I recruited multiple people in my life to go into construction field in one way or in another,
Mhm.
because it's just so vibrant. Like if you are tall, you can be a framer. If you're short, you can be an electrician. Like
That's
I'm
good
just
to
joking,
know.
but it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
climb in the attics and like the framers have to
Sure.
like hit really hard and really high. But I'm just saying, like, if you like to be like a little bit more analytical, you can become like an estimator. And if you like, there's like a space, a place for every person with every set skills, benefit, like preferences. And I mean, we can talk about money. Like, money
Sure.
constructions are great.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you
true.
cannot find any other. I mean, maybe you can find other industries, but like from like majority where any such a easy entrance into the field with such a high benefits,
Yeah.
that it's unmatched
Yeah, without having to pay a bunch of money up front and go to school.
at all.
Yeah.
Actually, I will
Yeah.
tell you that more companies that I worked for valued people with just experience and desire to learn than education. I would say even more than education, because everybody likes to train people their own way.
Mhm.
So even if you're youth and you literally show up as a janitor and you have good work ethic, I have a guy that I know right now. He worked in one company. They hired him when he was like 17 and a half with his parents'
Wow.
permission,
Yeah.
as like the guy who like picks up trash from the jobs, you
Yeah.
know?
Like, yeah. Okay.
Right now he's a manager and he's like 20,
Wow.
because he was like so good. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we can trust you with trash. Like, oh,
Mhm.
let's see how you can oversee like other people who pick up trash. Like, and then they promoted him. Oh, we have this position in the office, and then like he did this good, and they're like, oh, this and this skill set, we're opening a new branch, do you want to go into that branch and be a like project manager? And he became like coordinator. So I'm just, that's pretty easy. For like in 2 years he
Sure.
makes like, I think he makes like, he's on salary, so he should be making like around 65 to 70,000
Wow. At 20.
at 20.
Wow. I definitely did not make that at 20. I will be the first one to confess that. Wow, that's impressive.
So I'm just saying, it's like so easy if you have good work ethic. That's
Yeah,
it.
well,
No
and
education, no experience, nothing.
I'm thinking there's so many friends, because I went and got a 4-year degree, and I had so many friends that, luckily I didn't come out with a bunch of debt, but I had so many friends that came out with hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, right? And here you're talking about someone who's younger than the person who graduates college, and they're making a bunch of money. So that's a really wild comparison. But even that example you gave, it makes me think of something we say here at the youth center with our staff, which is like, no job is too small. So it can be, I think it can be really tempting when you're starting a job picking up trash to be like, oh, all I'm doing is picking up trash. But those small tasks can really grow. And if you put all of your effort into something even small, like there's a very good chance that you'll get rewarded to more. And you're a business owner, so you employ people. What are some things that you look for in your employees?
The problems are solving.
Problem solving.
I don't really have like employees. I work mostly with subs, but I have subs that are like
Okay.
99% employed by me.
Yeah.
But basically the idea is that I always look for somebody who can solve their own problems. And when they come to me with a problem, they also have solutions.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, this is a problem. I don't know how to fix it. This is what I already tried.
Mhm.
Even if they don't have a solution, they're like, hey, this is what I already tried. Like, what do you think we should do?
Mm.
And I'm like, okay, like, and then I'm able to like input, or like, here's this couple solutions, and I may offer a third, but at least it like helps me to see like what direction they're going, what already been done.
Mhm.
And that's awesome that people think like the ability to kind of like be proactive. That's very important,
Yeah.
because
For
you can't
sure.
micromanage everybody.
Yeah, especially with what you do. Yeah. And to be able to grow and expand. You can't micromanage everybody.
No, and that's the thing. It's like some people almost like want to be micromanaged, and that's what I see more and more. People are like just want to come in and be told what to do, and that's not how you can succeed. And that's very important to be kind of like self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
And even if people are being micromanaged, once you prove yourself for some time, nobody wants to micromanage, and that's so beneficial. Where I have this guy who can just go and do things and just like
Yeah.
take care of it.
Yeah, especially if you want to, if you're someone who wants to own your own business someday, you have to be a self starter and like even see problems and fix them yourself and not just be like, oh, it's not my problem, or, you know. So that would seem to be something very important. Okay, I have a little bit of a different question I just thought of. What is a project or an accomplishment that your younger self would be just blown away by? Something you've accomplished that when you were young, you'd have thought, man, that is awesome that I'm going to do that.
I think, and I don't want to sound like super like high and holy,
Oh,
but
just go for it.
but no, honestly, like the biggest thing for me, it's the fact that like with profits that you make for your business, I can support and encourage other people, and I can fill in for other, like, yeah, for ministries and other things that I'm really want to support.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can do that, and I just like be like, oh, this is just my tie, but actually being able to like overfill, that's beautiful. That's like, because I'm not really materialistic person, so like at a certain point, like once you're comfortable, you're like, okay, so like it's really hard for me to find motivation actually to like keep going. Once you like reach a certain point, you're like, okay, this is good enough. Like what motivates me to like really try harder, like where are we going with this, like. And I feel like, yeah, just the idea that I can make somebody else's life better, and
it's so great.
It's so fulfilling.
Yeah. And like to not be in just a place of survival, but to be in that place where you're in a position where you can help others. I think that's very motivating to young people too. Like not just to make themselves like, oh, I'm going to make myself rich, but like it's another level when you can say, I'm going to get to a point where I can help other people. That's really great. Okay, I think the last question I have for you, unless there's something else you want to share, is what could you tell a youth student today, like for them to start? What can they do now to start today to end up in a career or owning their own business like you?
I would say that owning your business should always come out of the desire to innovate and do something that nobody else does. And that's how I actually became a business owner, not just working for somebody else. So first, in order to do that, you do have to become an incredible employee for somebody else.
Yeah.
And all the good business owners that I'm meeting right now are people who were able to function really well in the SaaS structure of somebody else. So then you can go and create your own structure. Because if you're a business owner who were really struggling to be in the structure of somebody else, you're not really succeeding creating structure of your own. Because for you, it's more like a self-employed, not a business owner. It's just kind of like, oh, I'm my own boss. Not really like, wow, now I have to create structure, and not only somebody else will make me like be in it, I have to enforce it. I have to be an example, and nobody will tell you to follow it. So my biggest advice is to find a niche that you can be really good at. Like it has to be like one thing, like your expertise. Like think of a superpower that like you can help and offer people, and find a company that culture you like. And
that's good.
That's very important actually, because then even if you become a business owner, you will recreate after something you already have seen.
It's true.
And be part of the people who will support you. And there's like multiple companies that I worked for, and I still have a relationship, and I come in and I say hi, and I got asked advice from my managers and stuff, because I trust them, and it's really cool to have that to fall back on. and not in terms of even a job, but like actual, like it will be ups and downs, and it's cool to have some alignment there. So yeah, that's my biggest advice, is to find something, the company and the
culture.
skill that you can offer.
Yeah, I'm gonna repeat what you just said, because it's such gold, like you said, to find a niche that you're good at. You said to find a culture that you want to repeat, but even the first thing you said was become a good employee for someone else. And those are 3 really great ways to start. Really great ways. Is there anything else you want to share before we wrap up? You've already shared so much gold, but you're welcome to.
Start small.
Start small.
And that's something that's very important, to not have those like big dreams and goals, because they can be scary.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good direction, have a big goal of direction, but it's okay to start small and be good at it and be happy in it, and then just keep moving one step at a time, and you wouldn't even believe when you'll end up in 10 years.
Yeah. So good, Sophia. Thank you
you.
so much for coming today and for talking about your experience.